when I think about resistance at the executive level, kind of three categories spring to mind. One of them is indifference. The next is unintentional, and the other is intentional. And indifference really just being not that they don't care, right? It's just there's a lot of competition for attention at the executive level, high pressure for performance, and they're not necessarily intentionally trying to undermine an effort or something like that. It's just it isn't perceived as necessary enough for her attention or engagement, and expecting that it's being done, in the organization. So, is it important enough to that executive? And a lot of times we're talking about executives across a lot of different teams, right? Especially in the realm of transformation. So it's more than just that sponsor, but peers of that sponsor. And so the antidote that you see a lot with that is just engagement and selling the transformation. If you're seeing this indifference, it's probably not a good enough job speaking to that executive about what's in it for them, or overtly connecting it to their other strategies. And so I lay that failure really on sponsorship and project management. The team needs to get the people on board before the project starts. The thing that's also very controllable is the unintentional lack of executive support. So they may like the change, they may intellectually support it, but don't do enough to maximize the results that you're going to get from the change effort. And that can happen for a lot of reasons. Some of the things that we've seen most often is one, they might be assuming that the change is happening in the organization. Hey, we've resourced this team well. Maybe we're spending a lot of money on tools and outside support on things, which is all smart, and think, hey, that's probably sufficient, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing while this team enacts the change. And that's obviously a mistake. Secondly, sometimes they don't know what to do, right? What's required of them, and that active, visible support. So, with things like culture change and transformation, that intentional action is required, or else inertia wins and things don't change enough. And that's not necessarily a shortcoming in the executive either. I also put this on the project engagement team, Brian. It can happen for good reasons or not so good reasons. One of the better reasons is really just out of respect or deference. You're talking to a smart, savvy executive, and if you're there as a project leader that's often a few layers down in the organization, you may not want to insult them by stating the obvious or going into details or something like that, because you assume they have it figured out. And that's a mistake, right? You need to specifically ask for what you want and what you need.